Okay, all right. We are good to begin. Just want to make sure everyone's cell phones are off, all that, to give these guys our full attention. Want to welcome everyone to our 2023 signing day. A very, very special day, I think, for our program. I know. We started this last year with a group of 7 guys. That was pretty special for those guys. But the truth with those guys are not one of them accepted any, a couple of them D2, but not one of them really accepted a Division I, a full ride scholarship. In this class, we anticipate to have 6 guys play college football. Cam Smith is a part of this senior class. He signed early and then is at Ames, Iowa. So I don't want to forget about him in this class, but the one thing that I did want to talk about before I go into these guys, that's pretty special for our program. If you go to any graduation, the first thing the councils will talk about is, hey, this senior class got this amount of money in scholarship offerings. With Cam Smith and the 3 sitting to my left, they're over $1 million in college scholarships. That's something to be very proud of. Now, their journeys were very different. I know 2 of these guys up here probably couldn't even imagine they'd be signing letters of intent to play football in college if you asked them 4 or 5 years ago. But I think that is attributed to the people that I want to thank personally. Everyone talks about it takes a village, but our faculty, our staff, our coaching staff, our administration, everybody involved in this process. Because the truth is, with a lot of these guys, the schools that they were looking at, it was a deep dive into grades, into attendance. And they set themselves up not only on the football field, but in the classroom to be able to chase some of the scholarships and some of the schools that were interested in them. So I want to thank everyone who had a part in this process with them. And most importantly, the parents who helped us raise these kids, throughout our program and entrusting us to give us these kids every single day and get to this moment here. It is pretty special for all parties included. Lastly, how did we get here? When I look at these 3, it's pretty special, and I've talked about it all year with this class, but it's growth in so many different ways. I think Jamel has always had aspirations to be in this position, and he's reached those goals. But the one thing I think Jamel found out through this process is he was tested off the field. The schools that were looking at Jamel, they wanted to see his GPA up, and he had to continue to pass the classes. He ended up finishing, right now he's at a 3.2 overall with his GPA, but that allowed him to get into one of the best schools in the country in terms of Fordham. The other 2 guys, I think they enjoyed football. I think Josh played football because his whole family played football, and we've talked at length about it, but I don't know if he truly enjoyed the first time he came out for football. And then he pushed through some tough barriers, some tough times he had mentally, and now he's sitting here signing his national letter of intent to go to Sacred Heart. And then finally, Jaden, just a kid who did everything the right way. He plays a very selfish position, a position that I played my whole life, and it's a very hard position because you rely on so many people to get you the ball. Not one time did Jaden ever complain, showed up to practice every day, worked, and deserving-wise, he deserves to be in this position. But this is the position that I want to make sure I can explain. The position is that they're going and they're accepting athletic scholarships to play football in college. But the truth of the matter is their whole tuition is paid for, and they're going to get their degree for free for the next 4 to 5 years. So please give them a round of applause. How I'm going to do it, I'm going to talk about each individual, allow them to give a speech, then I'll talk about the next individual, and we'll do all three, but I want all three to sign together. So first, we went in alphabetical order. I didn't want to put Jaden on the spot, but Jay Neely, wide receiver. He was all-region for us, two-time all-conference. His 639 yards this season is second all-time in our school's single-season history. His 60 receptions and his 1,088 yards is second career in our school history. Today, Jaden's going to be signing his letter of intent to St. Francis University. That's a private school located in Loretto, Pennsylvania. It's about an hour and 40 east of Pittsburgh. So he's in the mountains there. They have about 2,100 students. Jaden will play in the NEC conference, which does include Sacred Heart. And in that conference, that's teams from the East Coast, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts. Last year, St. Francis was the NEC conference champs, and they did receive an FCS bid to the playoffs. So for those of you who don't know, that's like YSU. YSU did not make the playoffs, but St. Francis did last year. So Jaden will be signing his national letter of intent, but I'll turn it over to Jaden.
Good afternoon. I want to start off by thanking everybody for being here today. I want to start off by thanking God. Without him, none of this would be possible. I want to thank all my friends and family who have helped and supported me throughout my athletic career. I want to thank the whole coaching staff for all the time and effort they put into this team. And I want to give a special thanks to my mom and dad who have sacrificed so much for me and supported me throughout my whole life and anything I decided to do. I want to give a special thanks to Coach Steiner, who has taken me under his wing and has helped me grow as a student athlete throughout my time at Fitch and continues to help me be the best athlete that I can be. I would like to thank Coach Parker for believing in me and my abilities to execute on the field and allowing me to be a part of such a great program. I want to thank Fitch Football for helping me create so many unforgettable memories and unbreakable bonds. One of my favorite memories had to be Week 2 versus Cam McKinley when we decided to call a trick play for the first play of the game and ended up scoring. I want to shout out NWO, aka Nasty Wideouts. We are the foundation of the Fitch football team for many years to come. As the leader of NWO last year, I would like to pass the torch down to Dan Evans and Dawn Perry. I chose St. Francis because I saw a lot of potential for me to grow as an athlete at the school and in their system. They believe in my abilities to be a great player for them in the future, and I want to thank St. Francis coaching staff for the opportunity. With that being said, I'll be continuing my academic and athletic future at St. Francis University. Go Red Flash.
Our next student athlete we have signing is Josh Fitzgerald. Josh is a two-time All-State selection for us, and that just goes down two-time All-Region, two-time All-Valley, two-time All-Conference. But he was a first-team selection this year, and he was also just recently selected to play in the North-South game for the state of Ohio. Josh has chose to attend Sacred Heart University. That's a private school also in Fairfield, Connecticut. It's about 2 hours and 30 minutes north of New York City and right across the water from Long Island. Josh is going to turn into an East Coast kid there. Sacred Heart has about 6,000 students. It is in the NEC conference with Jaden, so they'll be enemies for the next 4 to 5 years. But as I mentioned, St. Francis was the conference champs last year. Sacred Heart was the conference champs in 2020 and 2021. So these two will be battling for conference titles. But without further ado, Josh Fitzgerald.
Good afternoon. First, I'd like to thank God for giving me the opportunity and the ability to play college football. Now I want to take the time to recognize a few special individuals that impacted my life to help me get to this special day. To my parents, I appreciate all the love and the support. You both have shown me what a true mother and father looks like. I appreciate all the sacrifices that you made to help provide a good high school experience. To my older brothers, as long as I can remember, I always looked up to the both of you, and I can always count on you. To the rest of my family, I couldn't have made it to this point without you guys. Thanks for the love and support throughout the years. Now I want to thank everyone here at Fitch for not only welcoming me just as a student athlete, but for making me feel a part since day one. To Mr. Kelty, the counselors and teachers, and all the Fitch staff across the district, thank you for making my high school year so special. To Fitch football, the boosters, the football moms, thank you for the endless love and support. To my teammates, it's been an honor and privilege playing with you guys. We created unforgettable memories and unbreakable bonds. A special thank you to the Fitch O-line. You guys are truly an inspiration. After the comments and remarks before season how we'd be one of the biggest setbacks of the team, but we managed to be one of the top position groups and managed to have not one but two running backs rush for over 1,000 yards. Y'all taught me how to block out the noise and never give up. To Coach Parker and the staff, I appreciate all the time and effort y'all put in for this amazing season, for not giving up on the team and pushing us to be to our full potential. Although our season ended short, one thing I can say, this season will always be remembered. Fitch football is a program full of brotherhood and tradition and legacies. Being a part of this program helped me become the man I am today, and I'm honored to be a Falcon. When I was in the process of looking for the right choice for me, I wanted to go somewhere where I felt like home, where I can be most successful in the classroom and on the field. After one day on this campus talking to players and coaches, I knew this was the right fit for me. A place where I can be myself on the field, where I can develop my skills and reach my full potential in the classroom, and most importantly, playing football. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the college football programs that show interest in me throughout this process. Thank you for seeing something in me that I didn't see in myself. Now we come to the part we've all been waiting for. But a couple more things I'd like to leave younger classmates. Live your dream to the fullest. Don't settle. Never stop believing. Live in the moment. Control what you can control. And remember to always stay focused. With that being said, I look forward to continue both my academic and athletic future at Sacred Heart University. Go Pioneers.
Okay, our last one for the day, Jamel James. Jamel's a running back, missed his junior year, but a 3-year starter for us. He was an all-state selection this year. He holds several records for our team, including the most rushing TDs in a game with 5. He has the most TDs in a game, tied with 6. And then he has the most yards in a game for 305 in school history. Jamel will be attending Fordham University. That's a private school located in Bronx, New York. He has a 10-minute train ride from Manhattan. There's about 8,000 students there. Jamel will be in the Patriot League, which includes teams from PA, New York, Maryland, and Massachusetts. Last year, Fordham was runner-up in the conference, and they were an FCS qualifier also in 22. So without further ado, Jamel James.
Shoot, I don't know how I can come after my boy Fitz with a nice little speech, but first off, I would like to thank my mom. She is my rock, one of the only reasons I'm here right now. She does do everything for me, and I appreciate and love you, Mom. Secondly, I would like to thank any coaches or father figures I've had in my life. You guys are also another reason I'm here right now. You guys are molding me to the player and person I am off the field right now. I would also like to thank my uncle. He's sitting right there next to my mom. He does a lot for me. He is one of the main father figures in my life, and I really strongly appreciate him as well. And I got to start using that massage chair often, way more often. Thirdly, I'd like to thank Coach Parker. He has done a lot for me. I mean, he has put my name out there. He has found coaches for me, even when times have been hard. I mean, I've had a new coach every year at the running back position, but this year I had him, and I'm really thankful for that. I love Coach too, and love you too, Unc. I'd also like to thank Fitch football program, period. My big five, my 5-0 lineman, my tight end, my defense, everybody, man. I love y'all boys. I loved playing with y'all for these last 4 periods of time, last 4 years, and live it up, next 3. Finally, I'd like to announce that I'll be continuing my athletic and academic career at Fordham University.
Before all these guys signed together, the one thing that I think I pride this program on, and we as a staff pride this program on once we took over, was experience. I think Youngstown creates very, very good people that can model a lot of good character traits for the world to follow. But the tough thing about Youngstown is getting those people out. And we have guys going to PA. We have a kid in Iowa right now. We have a kid going to Connecticut, and a kid going to downtown New York, all from Youngstown, Ohio, from Austintown Fitch. That's pretty special. And last year, Virginia, West Virginia, PA, Ohio, and next year, hopefully we double the amount of scholarship money and double the amount of kids going, and every year moving forward from that. But that's what's special to me, is sending these guys out into the world and getting experiences of living other places. It's super important. And I know these guys are going to grow, and I know they're going to be successful from the way they were brought up and from the town they're from, and that's Austintown. So without further ado, guys, go ahead and sign together. Keep on saying without further ado. But thank you guys. Thanks everyone for coming. Pictures, all that, you guys can take them. The stage is yours. Guys, best of luck. I know you'll represent us well. I don't even have to tell you that. Parents, congratulations. It stays about you guys. I know it's going to be hard seeing the babies leave the nest, but they're more than ready for it, and they'll make you guys proud as they'll make me. All right? Thank you, guys.